What's up, friends? This is Manni and welcome to another list of huge ship rebalance changes coming to the PTU and then later probably to the live server. The list is really long, but I've already filtered the most important results. So we look at them first and then we're looking in the usual precision at all the rest of the changes as well. So no gameplay today, but important information. Let's go to it. And also, if you like this kind of summary and the way I present this, then please stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, and be there ready for the next video. My next video is already in the pipeline. The best daily driver, period. A ship everyone has to own in Star Citizen. You may already know what it is. It's coming in the next days. So, let's go. One by one with the most important changes. Structural hit point changes on the nose and body for the Gladius. Plus 5% on the nose and body, plus 13%. So that is quite a change. It means you can survive one or two engagements that maybe otherwise you would have lost before. But this is one of the smaller changes. The bigger one is the Hawk, getting a 33% nose and body increase from 1500 HP to 2000. Okay, so those smaller fighters are getting some attention now, including, and that is really dear to me, the Banu Defender. However, unfortunately, the CIG has not gone away and also added the really big flaws that this thing has is that these wings feel like they have 10 HP or something. You take 2 shots through the shields or after the shield is gone and you lose one of the wings and you drift uncontrollably. The ship is useless. So unfortunately there is no structural hit points buff in here. I'm hoping CIG is going to deliver that too, because this thing should take a little more on those 2 flappy wings. Anyways, pitch goes up by 2%, yaw goes up by 30%, 61 degrees per second yaw. That is a freaking load of speed, but it is classified as a light fighter. So, yeah, with a size 2 shield, however. Roll, 13% increase. So this thing is something we're gonna have to test. It's also one of my favorite looking ships in the game. However, currently with the weapons that it uses and the fact that these wings, the most important part on this ship, have 0 hit points, basically unplayable, unfortunately. I love that ship. I wish to play it more. Let's see how it flies after this. Structural hit points increase. Very big change for the blade. We get nose and body 19% buff, but that's not all. That's already pretty huge for a small ship like the Blade, but we also finally get the max ammo load multiplier of 2.1 added. So basically, you need to imagine previously the modifier was 1, so 100% normal, no modifier applied. Now it is a 2.1 modifier, so meaning you have a 110% buff to its ammo capacity, 210% of its previous ammo altogether, basically. More than twice the amount of ammo in those weapons. And also the max regen per second is increased as well to 1.15. Very nice. I'm looking forward to firing those blade weapons for more than just 10 seconds next. Then we have one of the nerfs. The structural hit points on the body for the Talon goes down by 26%, from 2,700 to 2,000. Sorry for those of you guys who love your Talon. I did notice that the Talon seems to be a little more tanky than I would expect from this smaller thing. Maybe it's related to that, but you know, yeah, it's the only real nerf we see here, with exception to the 600i. However, it's overall a buff, I think. Structural hit point nose goes up by 115%, my friends. From 18,600, that nose, to 40,000. The front, I guess this is this front section here, before the main body, goes up by 114%, from 21,000 to 45,000. The tail section goes up from 40 to 45 with 13%. And then one nerf, the body itself, like the middle part, goes from 55,000 to 45,000. So more or less things now have all the same amount of hit points, no matter where you shoot. Alright, interesting. But I think it leads to less quick kills against 600 eyes altogether. It seems to be a buff overall for me. And then also, the Zeus, and by the way, the changes that you see here, they go for all the sub-models. So, Talon Shrike, Talon, and so on. Gladius, Pirate version, Valiant, and so on. Okay? So, all the sub-versions of the ships get the same buffs. Excuse me. Voice is still recovering. The Zeus and all variants are getting VTOLs, apparently, added from 0 to 16 million strength, and the VTOL fuel usage is also added along with it. So, it seems like the Zeus is getting some sweet VTOLs now. Alright, so let's have a look at the entire list. And this is a little more dry, there's a little more changes. Maybe I'm not gonna read every single one of them because this is a load. Remember that the Gladius, I only showed you this part, because this is the most substantial one. That we have a bunch of flight characteristics changes, where main thrust capacity going down by 13%, retro by 53%. Maybe I should have included that, that seems important. And the rest is fuel usage goes down along with it. Every time when they take thrust, they also take the fuel consumption along with it, so that you don't need as much fuel as before when you have less power. Obviously makes sense, right? So here we have the same for the other Gladius. Excuse me, guys. I hope this ends soon. We have an arrow change here, but only 2% body and nose nerf. A few changes like max speed. No, it's 0.4%. So not really any noticeable thing that you're gonna be need to know really. But you can stop the video at any time and just have a look at this, or I link it down in the description pinned comment for you guys. But yeah, there is some tail livery decal right, left, and decals added to the F7A Hornet. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but they added something. And the 200, what does that mean? Is that hit point parts? Yeah, something with 200 health is being added. Interesting. The Anvil Gladiator gets some more storage, 5%. The Hawk, where I showed you only the 33% HP boost, also has a few other changes like thrust capacity, maneuvering thrusters going down, but this is something we see along with many ships right now, that maneuvering thrusters are being limited by a lot. So this is not like specifically a Hawk nerf here. This is something that happens to a lot of fighters. And Car2A, you see here maneuvering thrusters. In this case, they are increasing it. Interesting. 22%. Acceleration G-force down. Plus 126%. Okay. SCM forward speed slight increase. Actually, backwards decrease. Both of it decrease, sorry. And then structural hit points, basically no change. That's why I didn't put it here. It's just minor change. Banu Defender here, as I said, sadly, no hit point change to those wings. That would really need to happen in order to make this ship even playable. CIG, in case you're seeing this, please consider this. Okay, then we have the Mustangs, all of the Mustangs, with getting certain wing part hit point increases of 60%. Maybe that is also important enough to list it in on here, but I forgot about the Mustangs. Sorry. And that goes for all of them, so they get a stronger left and right wing by 60%, apparently. And also, yeah, all of it. So, what else do we have? Let me scroll down, and still at Mustangs. The Blade, I've shown you the change here for hit points, and I've shown you the ammo load multiplier. The rest is meaningless changes, very small changes that will not be noticeable. Then else, we have the Talon once again here, with smaller changes below, but that big body nerf, that is substantial, because that means you basically die 26% faster now. So that's 1/4 of your survivability going bye-bye, right? And that same goes for the Talon Shrike as well. 600i here, I've shown you this. Tourings gets the same thing. All the submodels. Aurora getting some light changes. And soon we're here at the Zeus. All Zeus variants getting the VTOLs. The Nox will get some decoys. Decoy. No, what is that? Damage nose, body front, body back. Okay, some structural hit points, sorry. And ground vehicles getting some livery decals, and the Cyclone and so on. Okay, not so much change. And the Nova gets some storage from 0 to 1.5. Not sure where the storage is going to be, but there is going to be a storage in the Nova tank. So you can put your sandwiches somewhere in between of killing unsuspecting ships approaching, I don't know, some landing field with your tank. Blowing them up, you might be able to grab a sandwich and get something to eat. Then we have all the flight controller changes, which are basically the flight controller. That's the part that they need to change inside the ship to make those flight characteristics change. And other than that, below there was only a few skins being added: the Hercules, Crusader livery, ArcCorp, Hurston, and Microtech. Then we have a name change from the Calamity. EM torpedo to the IR torpedo to the EM torpedo, a size 12. Which one is that? Or do they just change generally the default missile? Which ship uses size 12? The Hammerhead torpedo launcher on the Idris comes to mind. This one is using size 12. I believe the Polaris fires size 10. Or is it also firing size 12? I'm not sure. I might have to look that up. And then what else we have? Not very important things, but we do get the new weapon, the Zenith laser sniper rifle. It's coming with this update. And also all its scopes in 8 times variant and the different skinned fashion. And those skins, those scopes will have a heat reader for you, because you can overheat the weapon. So you have a heat reader in that 8 times scopes, so you can see how overheated your weapon is. Don't confuse it with a thermal scope. It's not a thermal scope. You don't see thermals through the scope. You can just monitor your heat levels on the weapon. But yeah, so that's it. Quick video. Probably longer than I anticipated, but still got all the important information. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video. Manni signing off. Bye bye, my friends.